What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Natsume Yuujinchou, this time of season 6 episode 5. Think we'll be continuing off where we left off last episode with I believe this woman having a few of her dad's old yokai that he used to kind of be the master of. Still unfortunately have the contract even though he's not able to see them anymore, which really sucks. Again, we've seen that quite often, not in terms of like the contract master stuff, but we saw that a bit with Takitoru and so on last season, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, they seem like they're still kind of nice yokai, if you want to call them that. They don't seem dangerous or anything, but there is some kind of presence here that is a danger, I believe. So looking forward to getting into that today. Let me know what you guys think about this one though down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. As I always say, always appreciate a little bit more Natori, so glad that we see a bit more of him today. I do wonder who is the kind of fan favourite side character of the show. I think there's a few options, isn't there? I think Natori's probably up there. I mean, all the yokai. I mean, I'm not sure you can call Nyanko a side character. He's pretty much a main character. So I'm not going to involve him, but yeah, Natori. I'm also not sure what I call Reiko a side character. I guess so. She's definitely up there in that case. Yeah, probably those two for me. I mean, the rest of Natsume's friends, I really like them all, but I don't have quite as much of attachment as I do with them than I do with Natori and Reiko. The bound ones. What's that sound? Like a little puppy. Nice save. Nice save. Yeah, the cleanup would be quite nasty. Oh, that was literally just the Pokeball sound. Oh my god. That was literally the exact same sound effect. Holy crap. It's weird how often that happens actually when you don't even notice it, how many sound effects are actually shared between different shows, and when you do notice it, it really is noticeable like that. That was literally just the sound effect of a Pokeball closing. But every so often you notice like, oh my god, that was the same sound effect as was in this movie or that anime. Got lipstick on. So again, I think there's like 3 that used to be like contracted to the guy. Then there's like 1 evil one. That looked like it would be one of the 3. Yes, we did see that. Oh, yeah. I love these guys. Oh, so I didn't even realize that was that guy. Okay. I didn't even realize that last episode. That was the guy from the Natsume flashback. That is, I mean, we haven't actually seen him in this arc just yet, but it's actually his. He was the master of these. Okay, okay. That does add an extra layer to this, doesn't it? Just getting dragged into your own home. So I'm not sure they're like mad or they hate him. I just think they're kind of sad. I don't know. Yeah, for real. Why you drag him in my own house? So that's the scary thing about America. Like, just I mean, this is kind of totally unrelated, but I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, I think there was I saw like a news article of some kids like college kids like playing. I think they call it. I can't remember what they call it in America, but it's called Knock Knock Run here in the UK. Um, I think it's Ding Dong Ditch or something in America. I don't know. Something a bit more cheesy. But yeah, there was like some college kids and they played that, and I think one of them died because it was like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something. Um, it really takes me back. I mean, this is unrelated as well, I guess. But when I was like 14, me and my friends done that at night. I think it was like 10 p.m. or something. I had a bin bag with me for some reason. I think like my clothes were in there because I was staying around my friends and I couldn't find any other bags, so I just brought a bin bag full of clothes. And when we done it, I just put the bin bag over me and hid, and that didn't work unfortunately. And we felt really bad because the people whose house we done it to just had a kid, so trying to get him to sleep, yeah, was a nightmare already for them. So we ended up just feeling really bad, and I never played that game again after that. But my point is, like, why would you ever do something like that in America? Why is that a thing in America when people literally have guns and can just shoot you dead instantly, and they've got every right to? I think if you are trespassing on their property, um, it's just like a very dangerous place in that regard. Like it's kind of hard. It'd be scary to be a kid in America because, like I said, I feel like if I was doing the same stuff I was doing in the UK, I might genuinely just be dead right now. Shouldn't have been doing that. Don't get me wrong, but I was a stupid kid, so yeah. Again, kind of against the point, but my point is, like, again, if this was like an American household or something, that's me might just be dead right now. Because if I was an American, if someone came to my house like this and I did have a gun, I probably would shoot them. And you never know what you'd do when you're in a panic. I'd try and like shoot their legs or something, but when you're in a panic, you probably just start spraying. It's one of those things where when you're a kid, everybody in the UK like kind of wants to go to America and move over there. It looks so much fun, nicer, and weather's much better and so on. But when you go to an adult, you're actually like, oh no, actually, definitely not. Especially with how things are right now. Well, you should die. You should die to release them. Obviously not. It is. It really is like a tough spot, though, isn't it? Because what the hell are we meant to do? That is unfortunately the safest option, but yeah, it really is just a choice between a lot of bad options here, really, isn't it? Yeah, this is like Natari's big brother's here, and then Natari's the big bro to Natsume. Quite an interesting little situation, this, isn't it? The ritual of release. Really? An outside source can release them? I was going to say that. That is a possibility, but that is forbidden, isn't it? That is forbidden sorcery. Kinjutsu. That's the thing, like, how would anyone even never know about this? One of those very moral things, isn't it? Would you commit a crime if no one ever knew about it? And you could get away with it, and it wouldn't hurt anyone. It is like, maybe there could be exceptions to the specific one of seeing the yokai. I understand that letting normal people see yokai is probably a terrible idea, hence it's forbidden, but surely again you can maybe make an exception for someone that used to be able to see them. Good question. I just like assumed it was like kind of like the vampire thing, like you got to be invited in or something. Perhaps it's those rocks on the roof. What you got to be sorry about. Oh my god, I did not expect to look like that. Look at those horrible legs. Horrible chicken legs. Sorry guys, I did just like miss some subtitles because I was a bit just taken aback by this What design? What the fuck? Were you guys expecting this? I mean, I think we saw the outlines of them last episode, and this one looks like his outline. Look at those. I hate. Again, I've said this in a few videos, but I've always had a thing for legs. I've always quite liked one of my most attractive parts on a woman, I think. So it goes without saying that when they look like that, I'm not awfully enamored with them. Chicken legs like that. It's I guess it's a bit of a weird fetish of mine. I guess I wouldn't call it a fetish, but just something I find attractive. But I guess you could describe it as that if you wanted to. She said to be quiet, bro. Well, it's quite good that they've psyched themselves out, isn't it? They've put up a barrier of their own, really. Like, give it away now. We can't say no. Yes, I said Natsume. Ah. That's a bit insurance policy. Yeah, it goes big mouth to eat him. I mean, very true. It really is quite sad, isn't it? Indeed. The movies of the yokai. Again, that was. I assumed it would be, and yeah, that was ultimately very sad, wasn't it? At the end of the day, it seemed malicious, but it came from a place of, I'm not sure depravity is the right word, but desperation to be at his side again. And I get that. I get that. I mean, again, bringing back to what I said earlier, as a kid, especially, you do those things. You act up a bit to get attention, and yeah. It seems that way. Well, yeah. I've got an invisible maid around the house, which is awesome. To protect him till he passes. Of course, bro. Sorted that one out pretty well. I mean, again, it's unfortunately like very bitter, but kind of sweet that they did get to move on without us having to exercise them. But yeah, just ultimately very sad, wasn't it? Like I said, it relates a little bit to stories we've seen before of not being able to see yokai again, and just how depressing that is. Sorry, I just I went bother sorting out of time. I just missed a little bit of dialogue here. A little bit sniffly there. Apologies. So they're talking about the book. So he does want to find out. Well, I feel like he's the perfect person to anybody. If anybody of any other disposition, then Natsume was to keep hold of that. I think the allure of the power it has, and someone would be bit too much to handle. Whereas with Natsume, it's very much not used for its intended purpose. In fact, it's used for the opposite of its intended purpose. It gives the names out rather than writing them down. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm not sure we'll ever actually know the extent of which the book can be used, because it never will be used in that way, in a negative way, will it? But yeah, really good episode today. Really good episode. Like I said, I love these kind of ones where, I mean, pretty much almost every episode is quite touching in terms of in regards to the yokai, but like the whole human yokai interaction, and that unfortunately no longer being a thing, even though both parties are still kind of alive and there. So very powerful. Really well done here. Like I said, I very much remember times where I've been in that similar position of like thinking it was malicious that I didn't see this person or didn't interact with them anymore or anything, and you want to like gain their attention, and you do maybe negative stuff like this for the greater good of what you think, but it actually ends up just being bad. Nishimura and Kitamoto. Oh, interesting. Well, we've never had a major focus on these two, have we? Like a major focus. I think we had one episode of us with them for like the whole episode, and that was quite a while ago. Not really at the front of my memory, but yeah, it's very rare that we see these two in a kind of focused aspect. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, like I said, a really good episode today. Love this story. The second episode was obviously a lot more powerful than the first. The first was just good setup. You usually find out with two-part things. That the first is a bit like there's plenty of examples out there, but like the Deathly Hallows, for example, the first movie of that was just it was good, but it was just a lot of setup. Whereas the second had like all the payoffs, and the same happened here today. Love the scene with this Ginro at the table with Takuma and his daughter Tsukiko, and with Natsume and Natsume talking to them while she was at the table next to him. I thought that was really powerful. Where is it? Yeah, this scene here I thought was awesome. I really like this ending sequence as well, where again it started out looking a bit like malicious and such, but actually it just got very sad the more this yokai kept talking, and yeah, just really awesome. Do let me know, guys, what about this one though down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions though. And I'll see you guys next time with episode 7.